Fit like Abdi, Danny Boy here, and welcome back to race 2 of our Transport Fever at the races. This is round 6 actually, this is race 2. It's the Steam Haulage race, the Class 7. Won the single unit race for the first time ever. So it did quite well, but now we've changed this up to the Class 9, the freight version, just to see if it can do any better. I have been favouring the Class 7 quite a lot and using it for pretty much everything because it was a decent express train and it was pretty decent at hauling a decent number of carriages. But we'll see how the freight train version gets on. It's a bit heavier, but we'll see. That's the only thing that has changed. Now all the trains are lined up, but they are stopped. So we shall set them to go to Falmouth, where they technically actually are, but the previous station, the one just behind them, is Falmouth Annex, or Falmouth, however you like to pronounce it. But they are all set, ready to rock and roll. So, without further ado, in 3, 2, 1, and go. Listen for the horns. Right, so, as per usual, oh my god, that's a lot of smoke. Yes, the New York Super Hudson is away. It does have the power off the line when hauling carriages. Much better than everything else, really. So away they go. The Norfolk and Western is doing well, but it will suffer when we come to going through slow corners. So New York City train gonna try and grab some more points for America there. Are they slowing down? Yes, they are actually slowing down to 42 miles per hour for this. That's a lot of smoke. I do actually have smoke reduction on. This would be a million times worse if I did not. Just be a black mass, a black cloud of pollution over the UK. So New York City Super Hudson is doing well. It's up to 51. Now this is quite a slow course. For those of you who watch the single unit race, you'll know there ain't much straights. There is a long straight as they cross from East Coast to West Coast that goes around Newcastle and Carlisle, where the trains can sort of open up a bit. But at this stage, it's very slow going. It looks like our 003 is in second. I am starting to get frame lags when opening windows for trains. This has never happened before, but there are a lot of... the population to these cities are quite big now. I have let it run on to 2033 just to sort of get all the trains out, especially for the diesels and electrics. Looks like our Class 9 is doing okay. I do like this train in the black, it's quite smart. There it is. Will it have enough to beat the 003? No, 3 though. Only time will tell. There's always something odd about these smaller wheels at the front. The Norfolk and Western is doing quite decent, and so is the 18201. It will be slowing down for that corner though. Can anybody catch the Super Hudson? That is the question. It's a sort of fight for second. Looks like the Norfolk and Western train is just being edged out in the bottom right hand corner there. There we go though. Beautiful. 2 trains going head to head. It looks like the Class 9 is just edging out in front, but the Norfolk and Western is just staying in front of the A4 there. Or maybe it's just lost out slightly. The New York City Super Hudson is away, as per usual. Lots of smoke. The smoke is a different colour on this loco than it is in the passenger variant. It's got like a sort of white, greyish smoke coming out. The rest is like sort of black smoke. See, that was a frame lag there. Not sure why. I did have an issue while recording one of the bonus races. I think it was the electrical races, or the electrics races on the Gotthard map. But I think that was due to the snow. Because it never happened before, but it is sort of happening again, which is odd. There we go though. Class 9 squeezing past. A4 just getting past the Norfolk and Western. 18201 is way back. 003 is able to pass on that left hand side. Yes, these inboard corners, if you're in the inside track on a tight corner like that, you're going to lose speed. But hey ho, he might gain it back. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm not going to open all the windows because I'm scared that it's going to lag. We should be okay. Open this one. Ah, we're good. We're good. Class 9 at 60. 003 at 64. Norfolk and Western train just edging out in front of the A4. Now Britain are last in the league currently, so they need all the points they can get. The trains are actually going faster than the camera can go. But they'll have to slow down here. He started to brake. Now you should start to brake. There we go. So we're coming up the west coast. Oh, there's no cities hardly any cities on the west coast. I'm sure there should be something in here. But we're heading up to Liverpool. Once we get past Liverpool, it's a right hand turn off to Carlisle and Newcastle. Then they'll be heading back down the east coast. As always, single units. The haulage race is run in reverse. When I say reverse, just the opposite direction of which the single units run it. There are a few up and down sections, a few hills and things. We'll let the J3 cruise past. Then it should be the 003, which it is. Then the Class 9, and then it's anybody's guess. Looks like the Norfolk and Western is in front. That's pretty decent from the Norfolk and Western. It's normally woefully, painfully the last position by now. Apart for the obvious candidate, this guy. Now this train has a top speed of 113 miles per hour. It's one of the fastest trains, but it just can't seem to get there. And it's I do believe it's a freight train as well, if I remember correctly. But oh well, it's trying its best. It's not totally dead in the water. No, you can still see the other trains in front. Now it looks like the 003 is catching the Super Hudson, which is weird. Right, we're coming up through Liverpool though. Now you see the J3 can get some speed up here. When I say speed, I mean 55 odd miles per hour. Not the fastest track, this. Not as fluent as some of the other tracks I've created. There's a lot of twists and turns, but I think that makes it more interesting, because then it doesn't go down to top speed, it actually goes down to the power of the train. But it's getting on, it's up to 75. Right, you're going to be making a right turn soon, and then you will be on a long straight. from west coast to east coast. Now it looks like the Class 9 maybe ain't as good as the Class 7. Who knows? It is designed for freight and it is a slightly heavier loco. I do believe it's got slightly more power though. Same top speed. Details. The Class 9F Black Prince. Top speed is 89, so the top speed is the same. Horsepower, it's got a mediocre power rating. Interesting. Let's jump on board with it. See if it can actually catch the 003. Now there is a long straight coming where the 003 will be able to take off if it can best 89 miles per hour. Once it's clear of that top speed, it'll start pulling away from the Class 9. Right, round these corners and away they go. They should be able to open up here once they pass this chicane. And they are off. Probably waiting for the end of the train to get past the corner. Yes, and then they can start accelerating. Crazy bump section here. Now our New York City Super Hudson managed to get up to, it looks like it's going uphill this way, 75. That's not great. 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. And it can hold its speed. It can actually accelerate as it comes round past Newcastle. 89, 90, 91 miles per hour. It's probably the fastest the trains will reach on this racecourse. Now, if we look in the background, 003 is at 81. It's 3 miles per hour faster than the Class 9. Probably not going to reach the top speed of 90. No, it's had to slow down. Interesting. Now, how about our A4 and our Norfolk and Western are still battling it out for 4th place. Interesting. And they're not that far behind these two. J3 way out in front. Now you, sir, what kind of top speed can you reach? 51, 52, 53. It's getting there. Jump on board with this jet. Ellis White. There you go. Destination is home. You may go now, sir. Right, get out of that. Class 9 is actually 3rd. 003 is in 2nd. And you managed to reach a top speed of, I would say 70 before it has to slow down. 69, 70, 71. But nowhere near as fast as the rest, unfortunately, for the BR18201. Right, come on, Class 9, get up there. And how are you doing, A4? Ooh, you're losing. You're losing the battle for 4th. So we're heading down towards Peterborough. Heading down the east coast. Now, you're only doing 51. This is a fluent section, though. Until they get to this corner. They should be able to go around here at top speed. We are, see the train sort of stuttering. Not sure why. Maybe it'll be okay in the next race. I have been running this for a long time, creating this map and things, so maybe I just need to restart the game. Or maybe just delete some of these towns around here. Peterborough has a population of 434. Let's have a look on towns. Population 51 is the lowest. 863. But there's near 30 towns on this map. So that's quite a lot of people. There we go though, 60 miles per hour. How are you getting on? Class 9. It's sort of creeping, it's sort of gaining it back. Might be too little too late though. The Norfolk and Western is still in 4th. Which is pretty decent for the Norfolk and Western. Wow. The Super Hudson is literally miles away. The 003 you can see is pulling away slightly. It's a great all-round train. It really is. Right, our Super Hudson is coming down here at 85. 86, 87, then it had to slow down for this chicane section here. There is second place, way back there. So what is your current place and relatively to last place? There's last place up there. Still coming round towards King's Lynn. We'll be down past Cambridge, Folkestone, Hastings, and then back to Falmouth. Or Falmouth. Right, hold on. You're still in second. Ooh, there's a battle going on for 4th. Looks like the A4 is back in front. Right, there we go. There's a nice speed. And then they'll have to slow down. And the Norfolk and Western takes it back. Okay. So it'll be interesting to see which one of those finishes 4th. These two look to be catching this train, which is odd. Yes, they absolutely definitely are. But they're never going to catch it. They're just getting closer to it. Wow, A4 has been basically decimated there for some reason. Maybe the 003 just needed time to be warmed up. Now this is an extremely tight corner. You'll see that he went down to about 34 miles per hour there. He's in a more outside track, so he can go around it slightly faster. But as they come round this left hand bend, he's more on the inside and he's more on the outside. So it sort of works out evenly. He was down to 37. The New York City Super Hudson back up to 50 miles per hour. Come on, Class 9, get up there. Right, so they're heading down past Folkestone, then Hastings. On the sort of last leg, A4 has been annihilated, unfortunately. So all that points the Class 7 made up in the first race have basically just been lost. It was all for naught. Oh well. And the British trains need their points because they are currently last. Right now it's a battle between the Germans and the Americans. Hey buddy, how are you getting on? Right, go up this hill, round. This is a faster section, excuse me. Again, another sort of frame lag. Weirdly. And these trains ain't that fast, so I'm worried when it comes to the electrics. Because they have much better acceleration. Even the diesels have better acceleration than the steam trains. So I'm hoping everything's gonna be a-okay. So you're heading down towards the finish line up to 70. God, that's slow. It'll be interesting to see if the diesels and electrics can get up to higher top speeds. They should do. That should not be an issue. We'll have to wait and see. I've already picked out my bonus trains for running along around this map. So it'll be interesting to see them. Right, round they go. He's sort of taking off again. They're not closing any more ground on the Super Hudson. And it looks like the 003 is clear of the Class 9. Now I can see the end destination in sight. It's just there. You guys probably can't see that, but I definitely can. Now, first place is at Portsmouth. Hello, last place train. Is there at Folkestone. There's like 2 whole cities ahead. Right, so you're coming down past Plymouth and then into Falmouth. Alright, very good. Another chalked up win, it looks like, for the Super Hudson. It is rather undefeatable when it comes to freight. 003 doing extremely well again. I should have maybe have run this at 2 times speed. It would have been more interesting. There you go, look. I didn't realise this was going to be that slow. The single units weren't that too bad. I think it took them something like 20 minutes to get round the track. But no, the haulage is definitely a hell of a lot slower. Clearly, obviously, because they're hauling carriages, but I didn't think it was that slow. Alright, so it looks like a first for the good old Super Hudson as it crosses the line here. There he goes, boom, well done. Racking up another 6 points for the USA there. 6 much needed points in their battle against Germany for the lead. 003 though getting 5 more points. So that's at least 10 points for the 003 alone. Push stop there. Very nice. Class 9 getting a 3rd. So that's 10 points for the Class 9 as well. Whoa, wait a minute. Yes, Class 9 is there. I thought that was the Class 9 and then I realised it was the Norfolk and Western. I got confused. I thought that maybe the Class 9 had failed epically and been caught by the Norfolk and Western. The A4 was battling for 4th but lost out in the end. Probably due to the power of the Norfolk and Western J class. But it fought bravely. We will wait for you to come to an end. I can see the last place train around in the corner there. So it doesn't seem that far behind in relativity to where like the second last train finished. It is just coming round to the finish line now. It was just a mega distance between last place and first place. So the 18201 rule of thumb needs extremely long straights in order to be effective. Too much corners and it just kills it. Right, so there is the finish line there, the traffic lights. And he is through. Well done. At least you finished. It's not the winning, it's the taking part. Right, so there we have it, the end of race 2. So we'll take a look at the points table and we'll look at the championship table to see the standings after this race in round 6. So let's go check that out now. So the results after race 2 are as stands. The New York City J3 in first place again. It truly is the master when it comes to haulage. The 003 is up there again though in second. It's a great all-round train. The Class 7 managed to secure a third. So a first and a third for the Class 7. It was actually the Class 9 we used in the second race, so they both did pretty good, securing some more points for them there. The Norfolk and Western J3 in fourth, snuffing out the A4 for fourth place there, and the A4 obviously in fifth, and last but not least, yet again, the BR18201. So there are the race standings. Next we'll go to the train championship table and see how their new points have sort of affected them. So here are the train championship standings after round 6 races 1 and 2. Nothing has actually changed. All the trains are still in the same they're still in the same position, but some are sort of creeping up and getting closer to others. The New York City J3 is closing the gap on the 003, and the Class 7 is starting to close the gap on the A4. And it's still a sort of pick and mix between, well, it looks like the Norfolk and Western J3 is starting to pull away from the 18201 there, but the 003 is still in the lead. The fact that it keeps going getting pretty much second in the single unit and in the haulage unit race is keeping it afloat there. But that may not always be the case, as the New York City Super Hudson is catching up. So that's it for the train championship table. We shall then head over to the countries table, the overall championship table, and see how things are progressing. So here we have it, the championship table. Now we can see how things are progressing. The USA is up in top still with 88. Germany is still in second with 85, but the UK are closing the gap. They now have 81, just 4 below the Germans. So they are getting closer. It's still anybody's championship to see who actually wins. The Germans were in the lead, the USA took the lead, but that may not always be the case. So we'll just have to wait and see how that progresses. But that is going to be it for the steam races for round 6. Next up will be the diesel single unit race. And as always, if you did watch this and you would like to leave a like, comment or dislike, please feel free to do so. And if there is more you would like to see in the future, hit that subscribe button. But I have been Danny Boy, this has been Transport Fever at the races, and I will catch you later.